Hello, my dear students. Under labor law second paper, today we'll talk about the unit 4th, and under unit 4 we'll talk about the employee pension schemes, and we'll also talk about the family pension scheme. This is video lecture number 39, and this is Dr. A.K. Tyagi. So we start with the employee pension schemes. By the Labor Provident Fund Laws Amendment Act 1972, provision was made for the creation of an employees family pension fund and family pension scheme. And by the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Ordinance 1995, the family pension scheme has been replaced by pension scheme. So, framing of employees pension scheme under section 6A of the Act empowers the central government to frame a scheme by notification in the official gazette to be called the employees pension scheme for the purpose of providing pension and life assurance benefits to the employees of any establishment or class of establishment to which Act applies. So, and in the exercise of the powers which are conferred by the section 6A, the central government made the employees pension scheme 1995. So pension, which is technically known as employees pension scheme, is a social security scheme provided by the Employees Provident Fund organization, and this scheme makes provisions for those who are working in the organized sector for a pension after their retirement at the age of 58 years. However, this benefit of this scheme can be availed only if the employee has provided a service for at least 10 years. And to be eligible for availing the benefits under the employees pension schemes, an individual has to fulfill the following criteria, like he should be a member of Employees Provident Fund organization, and he should have completed 10 years of service. Here is the age of 58. He can also withdraw his employees pension at the reduced rate from the age of 50 years, and he can also defer his pension for 2 years, and means he can start taking pension from 60 years onwards, and after which he will get a pension at any additional rate of 4% each year. So pensionable salary is the average monthly salary in the last 12 months before the member exits the employee pension scheme. And if there are non-contributive periods in the last 12 months of the employment, the non-contributive days in the month will not be considered, and the benefit of those days would be given to the employee. So let's assume that the person takes up the job on 3rd of the month. Means this is some calculation given. You can just have a look on slide. Right? And see, for example, if the salary of the person is 15,000 and the salary for the person would be 14,000 for 28 days, rupees 500 per day less for 2 days. However, the monthly salary considered for APS would be 30 days, that is rupees 15,000. So this is some calculation you can see given on this slide, my dear students, that since the employer contributes 8.33% of his salary in the employee's pension scheme account, the amount deposited in the employee's pension scheme account of the employer every month is this much. Now we talk about the pension benefits under the employees pension schemes, and all eligible members of the Employees Provident Fund organization can avail pension benefits as per the age from when they start withdrawing the pension and the pension amount in different cases. So the pension or retirement at the age of 58 years, a member becomes eligible for pension benefits once he retired at the age of 58 years. However, it is mandatory for him to provide service for a period of at least 10 years when he turns 58 years for availing pension benefits. So we can see the pension or living service before becoming eligible for monthly pension. In case member is not able to remain in service for 10 years before attaining the age of 58 years, then he can withdraw the complete sum at the age of 58 years by filing Form 10C. It is worth mentioning that there he will not get the monthly pension benefits after the retirement. I beg your pardon. And the pension on total disablement during the service, a member of the Employees Provident Fund organization who becomes disabled totally and permanently is entitled to a monthly pension, irrespective of the fact that he has not served the pensionable service period. His employer has to deposit funds in the employee, pension scheme account for at least 1 month to be eligible for the pension. So we need to take care of this while we are studying that pension on total disablement during the service. A member of the Employee Provident Fund organization who becomes disabled totally or permanently is entitled to a monthly pension, irrespective of the fact that he has not served the pensionable service period and his employer has to deposit the fund in his EPS account for at least 1 month to be eligible for the pension. And the a member becomes eligible for the monthly pension from the date of permanent disablement and is payable for his lifetime. However, the member may have to undergo a medical examination to check whether he is unfit for the job that he was doing before becoming disabled. So this is, again, important thing about this pension scheme. And pension for the family on the death of the member's family becomes eligible for the pension benefit in the following cases. In case of the death of the member when in service and the other employer has deposited funds in his employee's pension schemes account for at least 1 month, and in case of the member has completed 10 years of the services and dies before attaining 58 years of age. So though we have discussed it earlier also, and in case of death of the member after the commencement of the monthly pension, the employer has to make the contribution within 15 days of a close of every month, and all applicable contribution cost has to be borne by the employer, and the principal employer has to make the contributions for all employees working for him directly or under a contract. So these are the important things about these employees pension schemes, and the minimum service period is 10 years to be eligible for a willing pension, as I have told you earlier also. And if you have completed less than the 10-year service but more than 6 months service, you can withdraw the employee pension scheme amount on being unemployed for more than 2 months. And as per the scheme, the retirement age of the pension is fixed at 58 years, right? So further, we can refer that employee pension scheme of 1995 generates pension to the employees from the organized category after the age of 58, and employee with a minimum of 10 years are eligible. 10 years, 10 service years are eligible for the scheme. So from 12% of the employer's contribution to EPF, 8.33 goes to the employee pension scheme, and the pension is calculated based on the pensionable salary and pensionable service. And as you all are aware that now new code has been introduced for this, so we can refer to those new codes also. And the scheme provides widow pension, child pension, and the orphan pension as well, operated by the Employees Provident Fund organizations. And employee pension scheme aims to provide pension to the employees of the organized sector. And the employees pension schemes, or the employees pension scheme, was launched in the year 1995. And so far the calculation is concerned, the monthly pension amount under the employees pension scheme is decided based on the pensionable salary and the pensionable service period of member employee. The amount can be computed using the below mentioned formula. The pensionable salary multiplied by pensionable service means that you will count, of course, in years, divided by 70 is equal to monthly employee pension, right? And before further illustrating the formula and calculating the pension, here are brief discussion for pensionable salary and the pensionable service. And we can take an example that if the monthly salary of an employee is 20,000 and the contribution to the employee's pension fund as pension scheme is 8.33%, then we can calculate that 20,000 multiplied by 8.33 upon 100. And so far the benefits of this pension scheme is concerned: financial assistance after retirement, the monthly pension generated under the Employee Pension Scheme Act as a source of regular income after the retirement of the employee, and thus it provides a financial support to the retired individuals, family members, provided the minimum pensionable services span has been served. And you can, the employee can go and eligible for the premature withdrawal also. The eligible age for receiving the employee's pension fund is 58 years. However, there is, some concession on the age limit for the premature withdrawal. Employees can opt for the premature withdrawal at the age of 50. Pension for disabled is also there. Like pension is generated irrespective of the completion of the pensionable services span in case of a partial or the complete disablement, and the pension generation starts from the day of the disablement. I have told you earlier also. And at the demise of the employee, the pension benefit is transferred to the family member. It is transferable also. And there are different type of pensions, like widow pension is there. After the demise of the employee, the spouse of the employee becomes eligible for widow pension under the employee's pension scheme, and the widow will receive the pension until remarriage or death, and the pension amount of the widow is decided based on the pension amount of the member employee, and the minimum amount under the widow pension is 1,000 rupees. And if the other pension is the child pension, the employee pension scheme generates the child pension to the surviving child of the deceased employee, and the maximum amount that can be generated as a child pension is 25% of the widow pension, and the child will receive the pension until he or she reaches the age of 25. And this pension is or the child pension is generated along with the widow pension. And one more pension is the orphan pension. If the employee is deceased and there is no surviving widow, then the surviving children will become eligible for the orphan pension. The orphan pension will be maximum 75% of the widow pension, and reduced pension is also there. If a member employee decides to withdraw the pension before reaching the age of 58 years, then he or she will receive that pension at a reduced rate of 4% per year, and this is termed as the reduced pension. And however, the employee must be 50 years old to be eligible for a reduced pension. And once the employee reaches the age of 58, then the pension will start generating at the standard rate. And when we talk about the family pension, it is defined as a regular monthly amount which an employee will pay to the person, I beg your pardon, employer will pay to the person who belongs to the family of the employee in the event of the death of the employee. And the family pension is, is the grant provided to the family of a government employee in the event of his in-service death. And every member of the family pension is family pension scheme 1971, and anyone who joins any covered establishment on or after 16th of November 1995 is compulsory to join this scheme, and provides his or her salary wage is less than 6,500 per month at the date of appointment. So these benefits would be available under this family pension scheme. And there are, establishment, those who are covered or belonging to the class of industries and other establishment which has been listed in this schedule appended to the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, and where 20 or more persons are employed. So this is all about the different pension schemes and the Employers Pension Scheme and Fund 1995, and how to establish the Employees Provident Fund, because the central government by notification in the official gazette frame a scheme to call the employees Employees Pension Scheme for the purpose for providing superannuation pension, retiring pension, or the permanent total disablement pension, or widower's pension, or the children pension, or orphan pension. So these are the provisions related to the pension given under the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act in the form of Employees Pension Scheme and Fund 1995. So thank you, my dear student. This is all about the Employees Pension Scheme. Thank you so much. Just go through the PPTs. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Have a nice